administration's actions brought upon this extraordinary trip. I recognize there are many questions yet to be answered about what transpired in China over the last 9 days, and I appreciate the media and the job that you have to do. My statement today will provide some answers to those questions, though not likely all of them. While students haven't just returned last night, we're continuing to review certain aspects of the matter. Some fans, alumni, and members of the media have wondered why we've remained silent during this situation. Essentially, as you might imagine, and as indicated by Steve, the sensitive nature of trying to bring our students home safely demanded that we stay silent. Let me start now by saying that prior to leaving the United States and again while in China, Coach Alford met with the team and reminded them all of the expectations and responsibilities that go along with representing UCLA. He and his staff did this as a means, proactively, to try to prevent a negative situation of any kind. On Monday, November 6th, the first full day of the trip, the group had a phenomenal experience visiting the Alibaba campus, where the team had an opportunity to tour the campus and to hear from Joe Tsai, the co-founder and executive vice chairman of the Alibaba Group. Later that evening, the students were given 90 minutes of free time, if you will, to explore the town of Hangzhou or simply to relax. Jello, Jaylen, and Cody used that time to visit several stores that were adjacent to the hotel. It was at that time that they took the items from 3 of those stores without paying for them. They then returned to the team hotel with those items. The following morning, November 7th, police arrived at the team hotel and began to interview several members of the Georgia Tech team and the UCLA basketball team, as they attempted to identify which students were involved in the thefts. In addition to interviewing several students, police also searched bags both in the hotel and on the team bus. Within a few hours, they identified Jello, Jaylen, and Cody as the likely suspects and escorted them to a local police station. Associate head coach Dwayne Broussard and Pac-12 Associate Commissioner Gloria Navarez were able to go with them, and Steve Alford and Associate Athletic Director Chris Carlson followed shortly thereafter. I was notified by the arrest of our UCLA personnel on the ground while I was mid-flight to Shanghai. The Chancellor, the UCLA Office of Legal Affairs, and other appropriate university personnel and UC administrators were quickly brought into the loop, which began work on securing both legal counsel and information, which at that time, of course, was rather sparse. Following the arrest, the students remained in custody, undergoing questioning by police, before being released on bail early in the morning of November 8th. The total bail amount was approximately $2,200 US. As part of the conditions of the release, the students had to surrender their passports and agree to travel restrictions. They were not required to remain in the hotel, though we made that decision out of abundance of caution and respect for the process. The bail in question has since been refunded by the Chinese authorities. The UCLA Office of Legal Affairs, in concert with the Pac-12 Conference and legal experts in China, worked to identify local outside counsel in Hangzhou to represent the 3 student athletes. The university then requested and subsequently received authorization from the parents of the students to engage in legal representation on their behalf. Regarding the issue of the expenses that were incurred over the last 9 days, UCLA provided the necessary resources to secure the timely release and safe return of the student athletes. We now have the task of working to reconcile who is ultimately responsible for the costs incurred, in addition to addressing any NCAA implications. When the rest of the team departed for Shanghai to continue their trip in preparation for the game against Georgia Tech, Chris Carlson and Gloria Navarez stayed behind in Hangzhou with the 3 students. Over the ensuing days, our staff and students fully cooperated with the local authorities, who were gracious throughout the entire matter, in an attempt, obviously, to resolve the situation. I made a visit to the hotel on Friday to check on everyone and to reassure the students that many people were working on their behalf and doing everything possible to try to get them home. From those meetings, I was confident that the students were safe and being treated with the highest level of respect. On Saturday, when the rest of the team and the traveling party returned home, 2 UCLA administrative staff members, Associate Athletic Director Chris Carlson and Doug Erickson, remained in China with the student athletes. We left with the belief that substantial progress was being made to achieve a satisfactory outcome. To that end, on Tuesday in Shanghai, the local authorities confirmed that the student athletes could leave the country. They did so at 9 p.m. Shanghai time, 5 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, and of course arrived last night at LAX around 5 p.m. When the charges against the students were ultimately withdrawn, while the charges with the students were ultimately withdrawn. Jalen, Cody, and Jill, of course, did admit to breaking the law. As Steve noted, the 3 student athletes have been suspended indefinitely from the men's basketball program as we continue to review the matter in collaboration with the Office of Student Conduct, as we do with all cases related to misconduct for students. We will work together and prudently come to some resolution on this matter in short order. I know there are still questions to be answered. It's my hope that in the coming weeks, as we learn more, we'll be able to share additional information with all of you. As difficult as this time period has been for all of us who love UCLA so dearly, I'm confident in the resiliency of the UCLA community and the Bruin family, and we will continue to move forward together. Thank you.